So basically, again, in this video, we're going to be doing every single album I've ever listened to. Every album I've ever listened to, I'm going to be ranking on some tiers. This is every album I've ever listened to, by the way. I know it might not seem like a lot, but I only started listening to albums like 4 years ago, and even then, you can see there's some real stinkers down there. So let's just start off with the easiest category: changed my life. Changed my life. So these are albums I feel like really did change my perception on music, or like music genres in general. So where's the first one? After this, we'll just start going down. So I think scaring or no, I'll just say scaring the blank still, just because I don't want to get, I don't want my parents to see that. So this album genuinely is my favorite J. Cole Mafia album. I think it's a very good album in general. Nothing bad about it. I think there is nothing bad about it, and it made me finally start taking rap a little more seriously. Started making me actually listen to some other stuff, other than just the random internet rappers I listen to. And then For the Rest of Your Life by Wikipedia, very good album. Made me like shoegaze, which is now one of my favorite genres to actually listen to. And then there's one more, Chronic by Wikipedia. I know Wikipedia, we're kind of, I'm kind of ranking or them very highly. Very good album again. Just a fantastic album. There's no bad songs on it. I don't think the thing about the all the three of these albums, no bad songs on it. Perfect length, just genuinely perfect. I'm also including a DLC pack here, so don't at me on that. Every one of these albums, I'll just take on if I like the deluxe songs. I'm not gonna like really care after that part. So these are the albums I feel like changed my perception on music and stuff like that. Now we're gonna say it to. Or wait, okay. Well, let's just make some a few tiers. Very good, better than I expected, or whatever. Guilty pleasure. Guilty pleasure. Uh, pleasure slash comfort albums. That looks kind of weird. Just guilty pleasure. Not saying that these albums are bad. I'm just saying that they're just not like what I was saying. It's just a phase. It's just a phase. And let me add one more. Sorry that I'm adding in another tier. However, let me add in one more. Genuinely bad. Also, I misspelled that somehow. Frick, I still misspelled it. Cannot get it right. Okay. So let's just start going down the list. Or let's start going up the list, because I feel like I'll have to explain more. So we got this album. I'll say it. I was a big Dream SMP kind of guy back in 2020. I had nothing else to do, okay? I was just watching Minecraft. So, you know, this is just, and also the person in it is, not a great person now. Just I liked it a lot back then. I don't listen to it now, especially well, I was already stopped listening to it in like 2021. That was not a like great album. Okay, now we can get to some good stuff. Yunhead. Let's start off. Let's hit a little bit of a Yunhead peak real quick. I would really want to put it in one of these two, because yes, it was kind. So I don't know which one to put this in. I'm probably just gonna put it in. It's just a phase for now, because at the time I really liked meme rap. Okay, really liked meme rap, and I found Yunhead through Spotify randomly recommending me him. And it was just it's kind of now like led me to some of my favorite artists just by finding a random pull Yunhead from like Discover Weekly, because I think I remember the song it was Don't Hit My Phone by Yunhead. That song genuinely put me onto so many artists somehow, because it put me onto Twig. Well, okay, let me just go down the pipeline, because I do have like a pipeline now of like what artists led me to one another. So I found Yunhead through Spotify. Then I found Wonder, the guy who made this album right here, and also he made Trap Anthem. That's what you probably know him for. I found him through that, and then I went down the rabbit hole to find Wikipedia from Wonder, which then I found like other artists like Hollywood One, and then Quinn and stuff. Then I also found out through Wonder's event, like I think it's called Wormsmas. Yeah, it's called Wormsmas. I found out through that. I found out about all these other artists. I found out about friggin' Red Boy. I found out about friggin' uh, Cake, and I found out about It's Disbelief, who is somewhere on here. Oh, it's right here. Or I think that's a different guy. I forget his name. Forget his name now. So, we'll. I'm just gonna say probably just a phase. But still really like that album at the time. Mr. Morale, Mr. Morale, Mr. Morale. So this was my first Kendrick Lamar album. I listened to it day it released, day it dropped. Just because I was bored. It's a summer day. I was just like, I'll listen to it. I really liked it. Better than expected for an album I never listened to, or for an artist I never listened to really before that. Because again, I was on the meme rap spectrum, which is called the autism spectrum. Uh, I found out about a lot of these artists and stuff, so I was not really listening to mainstream stuff, and I was just like, "Oh, okay, I'll listen to it," and I liked it. Liked it. Probably need to give it a re-listen, which I'm going to put in a tier for that because some of these albums, because again, well, I forgot to put in one of my rules. I have not listened to any of these albums except if it randomly came up. So a lot of these albums I do not remember a lot about because again I've not listened to them in a while. So uh, it I feel like Kendrick Lamar, Miss Ronald, it deserves to be kind of in here because I haven't really re-listened to it a lot. I really liked it at the time. I just kind of kept listening to it. Father Time was my top song. Kendrick Lamar was my top artist of like 2022. So like all this stuff, but I still think it's probably here just because I think it's really good. Also, make this green. Or wait, we already have a green. Make this purple. I know I'm just playing colors at this point. Okay. So now I got the Soft Willie albums. I'm just gonna put both of them in probably the same tier. Probably it's just a phase for now. So the thing about these albums, and I'll also put in Fart. I know that's on here. I know I listened to it. And, I uh can't just say, I can lump all three of these together. So really, it really was just a phase. I still watch the content creators behind it. I just don't listen to the songs anymore because I don't like them. I don't like the songs as much. I think it was really just a phase of static rap, and I don't like that music anymore because I think it's just kind of boring. Because a lot, and I'll tell you why I listened to like meme rap and all these other kind of genres at the time. It was because I really like the samples. I think the samples are really funny sometimes. Or I just think that it takes my brain a little bit whenever I can be like, oh yeah, I know the sample. It's from Kirby. Like I can do that, and like it makes me like the song more. You know, than than it really should be. So now we got Mindless Hyperactivity by Kevin Kempt. So I really don't want to put a lot of artists in genuinely bad, especially like a lot of smaller artists, because I know that there's some like very small artists on here. Um, I think it's probably here. I'll change the name. I'll just put like um worse, worse now, just worse now, or yeah, I think worse now is probably best. I like Kevin Kempt and some of his newer stuff. I just don't think that this album is great because, again, it kind of falls in the meme rap spectrum right here. But Yunhead, I feel like it gave more of a legacy. That's why I'm kind of like tempted to put Yunhead in Guilty Pleasure instead of It's just a phase because like I feel like Yunhead versus Kevin Kempt is like the best way to describe it because Yunhead is like my favorite meme rap artist even though they didn't, or even though he's not like really doing it anymore, and I know what he's doing now, but I'm not gonna share it. I'm not gonna share. I'm gonna gatekeep. You can find it very easily. Um, I just don't think that we should probably be lumping these two together in any way. But also, I think that Yunhead like really helped me a lot, which sounds like really, really. What's it? What's the term? I know that sounds like that. I just I just think that it was Yunhead did lead me to like what I listen to now. Okay, so now we got Backward Eye by Baby No Money, just worse now. I had a really big Baby No Money phase for like a couple years. Okay, because I listened to La 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 back like right when it released because I watched like a Fortnite montage of it.
Get that melody?
And I thought it was a really good song. So then I kept kind of listening to him like steadily, kind of over the next few years. And then Die dropped, and I got like, and then I like fell off of him. I fell off him for a little bit because I was like, oh, I don't like this guy anymore. Or I just didn't really like the music. I still had it in like my playlist. I just didn't like, I didn't seek out new music for him. And then then I got really back into him whenever Bag or Die was about to drop. And then I listened to it a lot, and then I quit listening to him because I just thought, eh. I think he's a really good guy. I just don't think that he is. I don't think that album. It doesn't live up to my expectations. Homesick by One and Only. I think this is one of the worst albums on here. Like these two can like kind of. I think Bag or Die is actually like a kind of still good album. It's just not like my favorite. Which you could say, oh, put in guilty pleasure. No, I think it's worse. But like I think Homesick was not my favorite album of all time. It was it's an EP. I included EPs on here as well, by the way. I didn't really think it's like a good album, even back then. But then now I just think, oh, it's kind of really bad. It's like, because this guy One and Only, he's an aesthetic rapper. Now he makes like, I think he still makes like kind of aesthetic rap or whatever, or like I think he makes like funk something, like funk rap or something. I don't know. Uh, I think that this album was like his emo like album or whatever, and I didn't like it at the time, and I still don't really like it now. So let's just keep it there. I feel like that I'm not gonna say that word again. It's just the B word. I'm not. I can't be swearing on my channel. Keep it family friendly. Not really. I think it's guilty pleasure. I still listen to it today. I don't think it deserves a re-listen because I really listen to it like a lot. But I think this is one of the best. This is the best Wonder album in my opinion. Every song is good on it. It introduced me to a lot of artists, including Wikipedia, and it helped me get into a new phase, of like meme rap because this is kind of hyper pop-ish. This is kind of like a hyper pop kind of thing for him, and I really like hyper pop. The Monarch Blue deserves a re-listen. I'm just gonna already say, uh, I listened to this right when my Kendrick Lamar phase was starting, so like I had a little Kendrick Lamar phase for a little bit, and I listened to this, and I got technically, no. I listened to Family Ties a long time ago. Family Ties was my first real Kendrick Lamar song because I listened to it right when it dropped, or not really right when it dropped. I heard it on TikTok and I was like, "Oh, this is a good song. I'm gonna listen to it now." So I listened to it and I really liked it. And I still really like it to this day. Uh, and also, I found out about JP Mafia through it because I think someone said it. Perfect was like the band Kids Family Ties, and I got really mad at that. Because I was like, wow, cannot believe that someone's dissing on my favorite artist, or someone's dissing Family Ties. is so yeah, that's it. Really, I'm just gonna say deserves a re-listen. I need to re-listen to it to really get an opinion on it because really I found out about it through Vent. I listened to Vent by Baby Keem a lot because again, I was kind of I don't know if it's still considered like aesthetic rap or if it's like aggressive rap or something. I was listening to that kind of stuff in like middle school or like a very first year of high school. Well, so freshman year, really. I should have just said freshman year. So I just decided, oh yeah, I really like this stuff. So yeah, I think I wish I had a better. I think a whole lot of red is better than I expected. Even though, okay, let me just say this: these are kind of. I would say that whole lot of red is probably, if I had to describe, or if I had to put like anywhere, I would put it in the middle of these two tiers, really. But instead of putting it better than I expected, or maybe very low, very good. I think it's a good album. Uh, uh, Technically, I listened to it really early, and I just didn't like it. Then I listened to it again, like this last year, or whatever, because my friend wanted me to listen to it and stuff. And I listened to every single Playboy Cardi album, so that's why all of them are here. Uh, I did already listen to a lot of them beforehand, but I just, I didn't get into him as much. And then I got into him a lot, and then He still hasn't dropped. If he drops, I would actually like probably put that in like very good. If he actually dropped music, put it right here. But right now he hasn't, so you know, friggin' July or it's August now. August 2024 still has not dropped. Call Me If You Get Lost. Very good. I think it's low, very good. So this is from the Tyler the Creator video. I listened, well, technically before it, but this is technically, I'm just going to count all these as Tyler the Creator video. Not my favorite Tyler album, but it is up there as one of the best, in my opinion. Cherry Bomb is a very messy album. Very messy album, in my opinion. I think it's better than I expected. Like, they're better than I expected. I like a lot of songs off of it, but then there's like a lot of stinkers, in my opinion. There's a lot of really high highs, but then there's a lot of low lows. Because like Smuckers, Death Camp, and Cherry Bomb are three of my favorite Tyler songs in general. Smuckers especially. Smuckers is so good. I don't know how to describe it. It's just really good. So, yeah. Also, not a music critic. Don't quote me on that. I have every Drain Gang album just right here. Every Drain Gang album is somewhere here, by the way. Except for Tyboy Digital's latest album. I have not listened to that fully yet. We'll explain that later. Um, so yeah, I think that's where that goes. Wolf is my personal favorite Tyler the Creator album. I think it excels in every way. And yeah, I think that's it. I just think it's a very good album. Watch my Tyler the Creator video. I might make a remake of it sometime because whenever he drops a new album, I might make a remake of it because I think a lot of the opinions in it are now outdated because a lot of the songs I don't even listen to anymore. But I'll maybe update it in the future, but it's gonna be in the far future. They'll be in whenever he drops an actual new album. Flower Boy, not my favorite Tyler the Creator album, actually. I think it goes like right here. Cherry Bomb has really high highs. I think Flower Boy has some really high highs, like 911 Mr. Lonely, obviously, frick. See You Again. See You Again. I had to look it up real quick. See You Again. See You Again is always high high. 911 Mr. Lonely is high high. I just don't think I think it has a lot of mediocre. I think Smuckers just has like a huge high high like category, and then Flower Boy just has like kind of it has like a few high highs, but it just doesn't have like a good, huge high high. I'm just putting in words now. Goblin, uh, if I was there, it would be better. But uh, probably guilty pleasure. Probably high guilty pleasure though. Like not like bad guilty pleasure. Sure, it's just if we're doing it based on tiers, if we're doing this based on tiers and just have this one be like a whole like extra list or whatever, we'll put that. We'll do that. Well, no, we won't. But like, still, if this was based on tiers, it'll be like kind of right here, or maybe very, very low, like all the way back here. Better than I expected. But I'm just putting guilty pleasure for now. Have Goblin with literally on it in a Wonder album. Okay, this album. I don't want to put it down. It's just a phase, but I kind of. It's not a great album. There's a few songs I like out of it. But it's just not the greatest album. And this one is also there, barely an album. It just barely counts in my opinion. So I'm just kind of having it there. It's not like a great album. It's just a Grinch soundtrack. It's not. I'm not out here like gonna say that Grinch soundtrack is better than Igor. Look at this screenshot. Cancel me on that one. Igor is very good. I think this is how right now my Tyler the Creator albums are ordered. I think this is actually how it's probably ordered right now because I think this is okay order. I think Wolf and Eeyore and Call Me If You Get Lost are the best, just because they all have like really high highs again, but they don't have any bad songs. I think Cherry Bomb and Flower Boy kind of suffer with the mediocre song syndrome, and Goblin just has like a few good songs and nothing else. And these two just exist, at least for me. Okay. Cloud 19 by Reptile Legit. I'd say like kind of guilty pleasure. Like it's like right here. I think it was a good album. I listened to it day one just because I was bored in gym class. and then I liked it. I liked the album a little bit. So, and I still kind of listen. I listened to it not so recently, but I still listened to it like a little bit ago. I loved that one song. I think she had with what's his face? What's his face? He's overpaid, overpaid. Yeah, whatever the song's name is. I think it's GTG. GTG, right? With overpaid. That song like fueled me for a little bit. Yeah, GTG with Sad Boy Shack and Overpaid. Both of those guys, or that song, kind of carries it now. I love that song still. That song is a good song. Ear Candy. I forgot to put in Lost by Tuv. I'm not gonna put it now. Lost by Tuv would probably go in the same spot as this because it's kind of the same album for me at least. Probably low guilty pleasure. I think it's better than these albums, but I don't think it beats out this album based on. I feel like this album actually goes here, and that may be a crazy opinion, though, having like tiers of having cherry bomb, just the regular thing, cherry bomb, flower boy, whole lot of red, Mr. Allen, big steppers, and then I feel like that again, having all these albums be on the same tier. But I think it kind of works. It's just kind of, I think that album is better just because it helped me get into some random stuff. Also, no one's here. Cool. I didn't want anyone to see this. This is a bad tier list. If anyone sees this, they're gonna be like, "Whoa, you're putting this in this tier." Love songs for cats. Um, I don't wanna keep dogging on Kevin Kemp because I really like one of his albums, but it may be here. But I think I'm gonna put in deserves or I think it's just gonna go here. I think it goes in the same tier as this one. It came out at a weird spot. I listened to it day one. It was, I think, around the Cochise album, but I didn't finish the Cochise album, so that's why it doesn't count. Oh wait, I forgot the Steve Lacy album. Oh frick. Okay, everything's back up now. Okay, so let's start off. Gemini writes. I think I do think this album deserves a re-listen for me. I found it through a really weird way. Steve Lacy randomly popped up in my YouTube music thing for Mercury, which is my favorite song from the album, by the way. It randomly popped up, and I was like, "Oh, I'll listen to it," and I really liked it at the time. And then the album comes out, and everything happens with it. Bad Habits becomes like a big thing and stuff, and like I was like, "Oh yeah, I'm actually better than all these guys." I listened to it first, and then I stopped listening to it because after a few years of it being really overplayed, it kind of gets annoying. So yeah, I think this album really deserves a re-listen, and also the other Steve Lacy albums. 'Cause I've listened to Dark Red before, like before even Mercury, but I haven't really listened to it recently or any of the other albums, and I'll maybe give it a try someday because I like the style of music a little bit more. So then we got Bloom by Tove. I think it goes in the same spot. Kind of the same album. It's just kind of more songs by Tove, in my opinion. I think that's what he even like intended it to be, because he was like moving away from hyperpop, and this was like his send off, So, and then we got in the inspection by Cochise. I listened to it day one. I don't. It may go into guilty pleasure or deserves a re-listen. 'Cause I haven't re-listened to it in a while, but I'll put it like right here because I haven't listened to it in a while, and I don't really remember it being the greatest album of all time. I didn't really see a lot of people talk about it, or see Inspection, by the way. I haven't really heard a lot of people talk about it. I hadn't really heard a lot of people talk about it at the time, and stuff. So I was just kind of like, you know, because I listened to it day of release because I was really into Cochise again because I liked a lot of his music beforehand because it was kind. I would say it's kind of in hyperpop, not really, but I'm just making up new stuff now. But yeah. So now we got "I Used to Cry About It" by Quinn. I think it deserves. It's very good. It's very good, but I think I really want to re-listen to it at some point because it's not my favorite Quinn album. I'll put it like I'll put it right here. I feel like this is a good spot for it. I'm not gonna put it over Mr. Morale. Okay, and then self-titled by Playboy Cardi. I think this is my favorite Playboy Cardi album overall. I think it's maybe going in very good. Surprisingly, I think it goes very good, which you may think is weird, but I really like the album. I think it's my favorite Playboy Cardi album in general. So I'm probably gonna put it like right here. I think it's better than Call Me If You Get Lost, but I don't think it's better than Igor and Wolf. Now I got Glue. Very big, deserves a re-listen. I didn't get it, and I still don't really get it. I really need to re-listen to it again because I didn't really get it. It's basically all the new Blade stuff is coming, or all the Blade stuff except for Cold Visions is coming from a ranking video. I'm kind of canceled, kind of not. It's been on and off for like a year. It's like your ex girlfriend that you're kind of on and off with. It's that's the Blade video for me because it's Blade, Echo 2K, and Tideway Digital, which is a lot of music to listen to and rank and stuff. So I kind of been waiting on it to like simmer down a little bit, but also Cold Vision just dropped like 36 extra songs, so Kiss by Wonder, or I think it's probably better than maybe the 12 albums, but I don't think it beats Little Unhead. I really liked it. I really liked, I think, Paris, or it was like, I think it's like France or Paris. I think whatever song that is, France or Paris. I forget what it's called. Uh, right? It's just called like France. Kiss by Wonder. Yeah, Paris. I really like that song. I think that song single hand. It's like GTG in my opinion. I think GTG maybe goes down a little bit more. Sorry. Yeah, I think this is actually the perfect ranking for that tier. Optimus, worse now probably. Uh, kind of randomly listened to it. It dropped like on like in October or something. I used to be really into Stereograph and like finding out the references in the songs. I was like, oh, I'm so smart now. And then it didn't really work. So yeah, I think that Optimus is kind of that, but better than Homesick. Better than Homesick. But I think it's just kind of worse. Now, D&G, I don't really want to put it in that again because I'm just gonna put everything in that. I think it's like here. I think it's guilty pleasure, or maybe not even guilty pleasure. I think we should probably have a tier above guilty pleasure because like I don't think Goblin is a guilty pleasure. I don't think Yunhead is a guilty pleasure. I think it's just a phase. Oh, 'cause I really don't want to put it there, but I don't. I think it's here, maybe. I liked it. I think there's just too many songs on it that are not great. You know, there's too many songs on it that's not great. And don't kill me, Blade fans. Okay, I listen to it a lot, and I have not listened to it in a while again. So let me just say that. But I think it's not like the best album. And I'm just going to say this now. I don't get Trash Island. And I don't want to put in just a face because then someone's gonna get mad at me on Twitter. I'll make another tier. I've been trying to not make another tier, but I think guilty pleasures being too overrun with not guilty pleasures. How about them? How about that? And put like, it's like Goblin's not a guilty pleasure. D&G is not a guilty pleasure. These are actually guilty pleasures. Inspection's not a guilty pleasure. That's not a guilty pleasure. That's not a guilty pleasure. Sure, and kind of just, I think Trash Island, I just don't get it. I don't get it. I liked Western Union. I think Western Union is the huge high from it, but I don't like any other songs from it. From last listen, from like a year ago now. But that was also before I liked like Blade as much as now. 'Cause I like Blade a lot more now, but still. Ever since right here, I thought it was really good. Like, 'cause I listened to Blade a lot. Because I first started a video where I was gonna rank every Blade album based on how much I liked them, and it was really bad because I just said every album was better than the other one except for Trash Island. I did not like Trash Island, so then I quit that video and made another video where I was gonna rank it like the Tyler the Creator video, and then I quit that video because I just could not deal with it because it was like 300 songs. I kept having to add new songs because Blade would not stop releasing music. Screw you, Blade. Stop releasing music. But ever since, it's still been one of my favorite Blade albums. Just flat out. Um, AVP deserves a re-listen, definitely. Or no, put it on like high, not my favorite. High, not my favorite right there. Ice Dancer deserves a re-listen. It's something I know I need to do because I don't. I liked Ice Dancer. I just didn't get the hype. I would probably say if I had to do it now, probably right here, and that's crazy to say. Ice Dance are, like, one of the most popular Blade albums. Right here, you know? So, I'm definitely gonna have to re-listen to that. Same thing with Red Light. Definitely deserves a re I know I'm just gonna put, like I'm gonna put a few and deserves a re-listen for a second here, because all of these, I know I have to re-listen to. Working on Dying especially, because I really liked, Cold Visions and the production on it, so I really need to listen to this again. Especially since I know I liked it. I know I liked it at the time. I just don't remember, like, what I liked about it. 3-3, I'm gonna be, a little bit hypocritical here. Not right there, but it's just a phase. I'm gonna be a little hypocritical here. Okay, I think a lot of Blade albums I really need to re-listen to, especially with the release of Cold Visions and just my new interest in that kind of stuff. Ooh, I think Exeter. Ah, I know I'm just overloading it right now, but I know where this one goes. It's my favorite Blade. It's one of my favorite Blade albums. I know where it goes. Probably right here, like right here. It's one of my favorites. I like it. I think there's really high highs on it with Hotel Breakfast and with what's that song? I forget. I think a lot of the songs on it are just really good. Man, I just like the song. I like the album a lot. So I'm just gonna put it there. Now an album I don't like, genuinely a bad album. I don't like it at all. I don't think it's good. I think it's from what I said at the time, I thought it sounded like a generic 2015 pop album. Is what I said. And I didn't like that. But maybe now, because I do kind of, there's a few kind of like, I would say more pop albums in here or that I like. I think I maybe should re-listen to it, but at the same time, I don't think it was that good to deserve a re-listen or anything. I think it's just bad. I would almost put it in bad, but Red Boy, I think it's just phase. I think it's just a phase. This is Red Boy's Colorblind. I listened to it because of Wormsmith and all that stuff coming up. So I was like, okay, I'll listen to this. I liked it. I just don't think I like some ISO 3G because that's what Wonder goes by now. I like some of like his songs now with Red Boy in them. I just don't think I like this album that much because it's like I just don't think I like it. I can just say I don't think I like it that much. Cold Visions is my favorite Blade album. Favorite Blade album. I'm gonna even dare I say it. Smack dab right here. I'm trying to say it. This is probably my top 3 album of the year. Okay, there's 3 albums that are probably my album of the year. Because I have a top 3 now. For the Rest of Your Life by Wikipedia, which changed my life hypothetically. Then Late in My Life for You by JP Mafia. We know that one. Is that on here? Did I forget that one? Because I don't see it. Okay, it's right here. I can already put it. I can put it up. I'll put it up. I'll put it up. Late in My Life for You was very good. Very good album. And then, well, yeah, I'm white. I'm gonna say that. And then Cold Visions. I think those are 3 of my albums of the year. Um, and it's very hard to pick between the 3 of them because for now, I really like Late in My Life for You. I think it has a lot of memorable tracks on it. But for the rest of your life, change the way I think about shoegaze and stuff like that. So, I kind of have to put it higher just because, it changed. I was not going to change how I feel about rap, okay? I feel the same way about rap because of JPEG Mafia. I don't think that Late in My Life for You changed the way anything. Uh, and then the Blade album was just very good from head to toe. None of the songs were bad in my opinion from the Blade album. I think that's just my opinion. And there's like 36 songs on it or whatever. Spider really deserves a re-listen because I've listened to Ha 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 a lot recently and I liked it, but I'm gonna say deserves a re-listen. I haven't listened to this fully because in the Drain Gang video, I kind of stopped right here because I stopped in the middle of Thai Boy's album. Is where I stopped. So I don't really remember. I don't really remember a lot about Spider. A lot. So I'm not gonna like rate it like I'm gonna rate it like it's some like grand album when it's not. Now here's a controversial opinion. Like right here, College Dropout. So I was gonna make a Kanye video. I was gonna do it in the middle of making the Drain Game video, which is why the Drain Game video has been pushed back so hard. I was gonna listen to Kanye West, the whole discography, but then that guy got muddied by the whole, vultures and also kind of the stuff that he said. This was actually coming out after the stuff that he said, but he was still just saying bad stuff. So I was like, kind of like, I don't really want to listen to like a lot of his stuff. So I stopped after graduation. I've not listened to it a lot after it. I still have listened to like bits and pieces of Life of Pablo and My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. I would say probably Life of Pablo is my favorite actual album here, but yeah, I think it's really good albums. I think they're really good. I like Late Registration right now a lot more. Probably like right here actually. I think Hey Mama and Roses are really great songs. That's just all I can say. I think those are really great songs for a very great album. I still need to probably re-listen to all these though, because I know everyone says, "Oh yeah, Graduation is so good," and stuff. I'm just gonna or I think it's actually better like this, maybe even like this, because I think Ever Since is a good album, but I don't think it's better than Kanye's best run. Now let me go do something real quick. Sorry about that. I had to go get something to drink because I knew my voice or my mouth was very dry from talking all this much. VMU by Cake, now known as DJ Lululemon, I believe. Right? Right? Yeah. Better than I expected, very much. Better than I expected. Don't think it goes over Mr. Morale. No, frick. That is a very controversial opinion. Thinking about like Hole or Red and stuff. Very good album. I think it was very good. I think Koshka, I'll just sorry rate this one. Koshka's a little bit worse than it. I think it's probably down here. And then Vinyl Cat was I don't think it's again not my favorite. I think it actually maybe I think all three kind of go right here. I think all of them were very good. Very good like kind of listens. Very good short listens. They were not like over 30 minutes and stuff. Die for My. Not my favorite. Not my favorite. I'm just gonna put it down here. Not my favorite. I don't think it deserves a re-listen. I recently listened to it very recently, or not like really recently, but like I re-listened to it like I think 2023, sometime in there. I listened to it again. Did not like it that much. So yeah. Now we got some good drinking albums. Some like really great drinking albums. Right here, just saying it, and I'm already. I might catch some flack on this. Might catch some flack on this. Frick. Dude, they don't want me to move this. They're like, please don't do this. You're gonna cancel yourself. Right here. If Pixie had more songs, I would like it more. Pixie's my favorite Echo 2K thing that he's ever made. And very close to Cold Visions, I think. Legendary Member deserves a re-listen. I think a lot of the Time Boy stuff re-listen is I was kind of going through, not like a trance or anything. I was kind of going through just like I was just not really paying attention to either of these albums that much. I really like Legendary Member, self-titled, I guess, off of Legend or this album. Or I'll just say Legendary Member. I like Legendary Member off this album a lot. Still listen to it a lot, but I think it does deserve a re-listen, because I think it's very good. Here's a big guilty pleasure. What's this called again? I always forget now because I just call it the MS Paint Boy album. Uh, Only One to Blame. There we go. Only One to Blame by him is Paintboy. Very, very, very just guilty pleasure right there. And I'll also put another guilty pleasure on here because I know I haven't been putting a lot of these on here ever since the recent, like, like, what's it called? Like schnitzel or whatever. It's like whatever the Roman Catholic Church did. The Goodbye Despair 2 by 16 by 9 Crollo, and I'll just put down a few of these real quick. Just because I feel like all these can be very self-explained. All three of these albums, I'll just like zoom in on these. All three of these albums, very big guilty pleasures. I don't think they're better than any of these albums up here. I think that I think they're just very fun albums to listen to. Because that's what I was originally gonna call this tier, like just fun albums to listen to. I think that's what these albums, like these three especially, are. Because all of them are just really fun to listen to. I don't think, they're breaking any norms or anything. I think that they're, again, just very fun albums overall. So now let's get into some new stuff. Pink Tape. I wanna say kinda it's not my favorite or deserves a re-listen. Either way, because I think I'm probably gonna put it at not my favorite. I'm just putting new stuff at not my favorite now. Um, Not my favorite again, just, I listened to it first day it dropped, just because everyone was listening to it that day. I was like, "Okay, I'll listen to it, I'll give it a try." Listened through it all, did not really like it. I liked Suicide Doors, The End, and I think that's something else. I forget what it is. Nakamura. And again, that's reference bait for me because I was like, "Oh, Shinsuke Nakamura's theme is in this? Wow, that's so cool, man." So I liked 3 songs of it. I didn't like anything else off of it really. So now we got Rate Your Music. We got Rate Your Music entirely. I'm just gonna put all 3 of these right here. Offline, All My Heroes Are Corn Bars and Veterans. Ooh, I like Offline quite a bit. I'll say that much. I think it's better than Playboy Cardi. Do I think it's better than these 2? Yeah. Now here's the hard stuff. All My Heroes Are Corn Bars has a lot, like some really good songs on it. I just think there's a lot of like kind of I don't want to say mediocre. I want to say either I just don't I forget some of them sometimes. So I think it's probably right here. And then veteran I liked almost the same, just a little bit better. I think this is my official freaking JP Mafia tier list right now. Have not listened to Blackman Carson fully yet. I will need to do that at some point. I just have not, and I also need to listen to more Devin Hendricks. I listened to a little bit of whatever it's called, uh, Joe Mama's Basement or whatever. I listened to a little bit of that, and I think that album or I think that like song or that album is somewhat good. I just cannot, or I just feel like it's not my style sometimes. So yeah, SF44 by Quinn, definitely my favorite Quinn album. Ooh. Ooh. Do I put it above late registration? I think I do. I like it more. If it had more songs, maybe up here. Maybe in some of my favorite albums of all time. But I think it's right here. If it had more songs. Because this is an EP, by the way. Very good EP. I like every song off of it. Even the intro and outro are fantastic. Even if they are only 30 seconds. And I think that, if they just had more songs, if Gwen would have made more songs for it, probably maybe like up and very good. Well, maybe even like right here. Right here would be where it's probably at if it was, if it had more songs. Oh wait, I already put one up here. Skin, very, it's just a phase, or I think even worse now maybe. Yeah, I think it's worse though than these. So this is Rav, Kill Bill, and Squirter. I think Squire or whatever. I liked it at the time. I don't like it now. I think it's a very weird album now. I listened to because I was just like I liked one song by Rav at the time, which was "You Effers Were Asking for It." This, or you effers were asking for this one. Point Edit was what I listened to, and I really liked that song. And then I kept listening to it. And then I was like, "Okay, I guess I'll listen to his other stuff." And I was like, and I don't really like any of these. And then I listened to Skin, and I was like, "Oh, I like this one." And it was just not it's not great now. I feel like this song is just not or this album is just not great now, you know? I just, I don't think it's that great, looking back on now. But again, not listened to it yet, or not listened to it in a while, but I just don't really think it. Summer 2023 by 777. So 777 is basically Lil Darky. Basically Lil Darky. Lil Darky 2, you could say. Uh, and the thing is, I really did not want to listen to Lil Darky, even though he appealed to every single one of my tastes at the time. I was like, I do not want to listen to Lil Darky because I don't think he's that great of a guy or whatever. And I think his fans are like 4-year-olds going on their iPads for the first time and just smacking in words. And then you find one of his songs and they're like, I like to try. So I was like, I don't really want to listen to this guy. But then I found out, about some other people like 777 through Zanuck and Skywalk, who is a person on the Isaac White albums. And you know how much I liked those albums. So, or you know how much I like those albums now. So then summer 2023 was a new album for 777, or second EP now. And I liked it at the time. Do not like it now. Do not like it now. Thoroughly do not like it now. Because it's just nothing. It's just nothing to me. To Pimp a Butterfly. Oh wait, I'm kind of skipping over these two. Now let me explain. I have listened to these recently. It's just that I feel like every time I listen to these, I get really. I don't know. I have like it's not mixed opinions. I like these albums. I like both of these albums. I just think I need to re-listen to it. Also, yeah, yeah. I just really need to re-listen to them now because I just Oh, and I was like, with all the stuff going on, I was like, I don't really want to listen to it. I'm going to be called new gen by all the Kendrick Lamar fans, even though I listened to, their release Mr. Morale. But I also was not even like into rap whenever Dang originally came out, or this one technically, because this one came out like 2013, 2011. I do not remember. I think it's 2013, 2014. So I would be 6 times. I would have not listened to that. Die Lit by Playboi Carti. Not my favorite Playboi Carti album. Not my favorite by a long shot. Do I think it goes down far though? I think it goes above Mr. Morale. Above Mr. Morale for now. I may change it in the future. Food House, Food House, Food House, Food House, Food House. Food House is very good. Food House maybe. I think we should do this. I think this makes more sense in the end. I think this is yeah, I think that makes sense. So this is "Can I Have Your Attention" by Kevin Kempt. I like this album. I liked it. I think it goes right about here. I like how Mr. Morale is now becoming like the kind of the gatekeeper of this tier because like the rest of the tier can beat Mr. Morale in my opinion. These albums are just kind of small creators and stuff. I don't think I can put any of them over Kendrick Lamar. But I think that Can I Have Your Attention is my favorite Kevin Kemp project overall. I just think that I think it's just maybe not. I don't know what I'm saying. I'm just saying Kevin Kemp has had a very good album released right here. Can I Have Your Attention is very good because this is like most recent. Uh, this was just a phase. Crying. This is crying at Applebee's. I don't remember by who. This was because of Wormsmith. Wormsmith really put me on to this guy, and I was like, oh yeah, I'll listen to him. And I didn't really like him. So this is Interstate 185 by Quinn. Probably around. I think it's around the same spot, but I think it's a little bit worse. I think it's like right here. I think it's just right here. It's best you can just compare these two because these two are very good albums, but they're very similar to each other because they're both Quinn albums and they're both kind of short. But I like SF44 a little bit more. I think SF that is just a little bit better. It's also 1 of 25. It's almost 1:30 right now, so I'm kind of getting tired. So I'm kind of not. I'm just kind of slurring my words by accident. DSX FM probably about here. I like it, but I have to do a re-listen probably. It should go into deserves a re-listen, but that tier has like genuine deserves a re-listen because I have not listened to it in a while, and I think my opinion will change. DSX FM, I don't think it will change my opinion. I think it's a good album. I think it's a good album. Is all I'm gonna say. I think it's a good album, and I think it should stay there. So this is MS Cake by Cake and MS Paintboy. If you could have guessed, probably right here. Don't think it beats out, Kendrick Lamar, but it's a very good album. I think there's some really good songs on it. I think it's a really good collaboration. So now here's every single Deftones album except for Gore and Ohms because I have not listened to those on purpose because like I do not want to really listen to these. I think these are not going to be the greatest from one of my favorite bands. So Around the Fur, probably right here, probably right above Kendrick Lamar. I think right above Kendrick Lamar. This was my first album I ever listened to by Deftones because my friend put me onto them because he played Sex Tape in the car. A very weird song to play, but I liked it, and I was like, okay, I'll listen to this when I get home. So I listened to Around the Fur because I knew that this album because I've seen it on TikTok. I know TikTok fans, sorry. Uh, I was not around in 2001. Sorry. So then I listened to it and I was like, okay, I like it. I like it. So yeah, that's it. I think it's now not as great. Adrenaline is just worse. It's just the worst version of it, in my opinion. I think it goes like right here. I think Bored and Seven Words really carry it because I love those songs. Do not like a lot. White Pony, I think it goes right smack dab here. Not changed my life album. It changed my life album actually. It did put me onto the scene. Did put me onto the scene though. Because I really like new metal from this album, even though some people do not consider it new metal, so I have to always put that out there. But it did put me onto the scene. I did listen to a lot of other albums because of this album in general. I think because I already knew my Change My Life albums before going into this, but I think this actually goes here now. I think it's one of the best. I think it's one of my best examples. Saturday Night Wrist is good. It's just good. Does it go above? I think it goes right here. Smack dab right there. Uh, Deftones by Deftones. Uh, I think it goes right here. I think, yeah, I think 333 is better. Or is that? That's not 333 is right here. Frick, I'm getting tired, dude. Getting tired. I was a fool. So then Diamond Eyes. Diamond Eyes is weird to me because I feel like it's a guilty pleasure almost. I feel bad about listening to it, but I like it a lot. I like it a lot, dude. So I think maybe right here. Maybe separate the freaking JPEG Mafia albums a little bit. And then the final Deftones album, Koi no Yokon. Or Koi no Noken. I don't know. I don't know how to say it, dude. It's some random Japanese stuff. I like it. I like it. I like it a lot. So I think maybe above Igor. Above Igor and Wolf, I think. Because I like Wolf and Igor a lot, but I think that it gets beat out by it. Because I think it's the second best Deftones album that they made in this kind of style. I think I have more liking to Diamond Eyes just because I listened to it first. Mainly just because, again, I listened to it first, and also because it took me a long time to listen to Koinokon because I was like, oh, I don't want to listen to anything past 2010, because I was like, oh, 2010, is when usually a lot of these like, 90s rock bands went bad because I don't listen to a lot of it after 2000s because I'm like, and they're like in their 40s now, I'm not gonna listen to it. But then I saw a lot of people saying Koino Yokon is really great, and is like maybe one of their best albums other than White Pony. And I'm like, "Oh, okay, I might listen to it then." And then I listened to it and I was like, "I like it." So then we got Chaser by Fentanyl. Really high guilty pleasure, or maybe better than expected. I think better than expected though is getting kind of crowded with stuff just right before Kendrick. So I think guilty pleasure. Never really listened to anything similar to Fentanyl before, but I really like it. I really like the sounds of it. It could go in better than I expected. If you want to know where I would put it in better than I expected, like right about here. Or no, I think maybe right here. But that's just because I have fun with it, but that's where guilty pleasure comes in. Because, it's a guilty pleasure of mine that I like these 4 albums. I think these are 4 actually really great examples because I don't think they're breaking any norms or anything. I think they're just good albums. I think they're just good albums in general. The Color and the Shape. Let me explain this. I listened to this in 2020 this year. So again, I started listening to rock this year because of the Twigpedia album that you're gonna see, I think, very soon. Very soon. I started listening to a lot of stuff, and also Weezer. Weezer also put me on, and I really liked this album at the time. I think now it's getting worse and worse every time I listen to it. Just a little bit though. Every time I listen to it, it's getting worse and worse. Just 'cause I feel like it's getting overplayed for me. It's like I think Everlong, very good song. Hey Johnny Park, Monkey Wrench, all these songs are really great. I just don't think I think we maybe should put it in here. Actually, I think if I'm like putting it, oh, but where does it go? Where does it go? Where does it go? Where does it go? Not there. Maybe right here. Yeah, I think I have more fun with it. Which should mean it goes to guilty pleasure. But I'm not gonna put it. Oh, I put that in guilty. Oh, for here. Do not put Donna in re-listen. I do not need to re-listen to Donna. Something I may need to re-listen to though is DOA by Eric DOA. Listen to this day it dropped, because I was already planning on it, but then all the stuff with Eric DOA happened, and I decided okay, I definitely need to listen to it now. So I was like, okay, I'll listen to it, and I liked it. I liked it. I just don't think I didn't think it was great or anything. I just think I liked it. If I had to put a spot for it for right now, if I had to put a spot for it, I think it would be the new gatekeeper of this tier, probably. But I need to re-listen to it because I feel like I would like it more. Doris is a fantastic album by Earl Sweatshirt. I think it's my favorite Earl Sweatshirt album. Goes right here. Goes right here. It's my favorite Earl Sweatshirt album just because it's my first. And it was my first time really listening to anything similar to it. And I was like, okay, I'll listen to it because I think it was Sunday. Sunday popped up in one of the things. I was like, okay, I'll listen to it, And then, yeah, I think it's just my favorite just because it's my first. But at the same time, I do like, I'll just put that, yeah, all the Earl Sweatshirt albums are in probably the same tier for me. Yeah, I think they're all very good. Are all the ones I've listened to. Does this beat Pixie though? I think it stays there. And the Voyeur Dyer, very good album. I need to listen to it more. I really need to do another re-listen to it because it's probably right here right now. I think I really hate doing it. I really hate putting it down below stuff, but. And I also had to split up, the perfect blend between Pixie and Veteran there because, like, look at this, dude. I didn't even intend for this to happen. Look at that. That's so cool. But, everything has to end at some point. So this is for Dollywood One's newest album, which I'll read off because I forget the name of it too much. It's called "This Is Just a Dream" and "Soon I Will Wake." I liked it a lot. I think it's probably a guilty pleasure though. I think it's a guilty pleasure, is my thing. I think it's probably a guilty pleasure for me. 'Cause I just think it's a fun album. I don't think it's doing anything revolutionary or anything. I think it's just fun. I think I may put down it's just some of the albums that I think were just fun albums in general, down to here. Because I think these two are fun. And I think DSXM is fun. So I'm just gonna put I think this is probably my best. Yeah, that's my most. Hypochondriac. This was my first album I listened to by Breaknuts because I heard so many good things about it, and I watched the video on I think the 7 deadliest sins or whatever in music or whatever, or it was like bad people in good music or whatever. It had Yay by Kanye and like that kind of stuff. And it had this, and I listened to it after, and I was like, oh yeah, this is a good album. Do I think it's better than Food House though? I think it doesn't get past Call Me If You Get Lost. I think it gets past Call Me If You Get Lost, but I don't think it gets past Food House. A Great Chaos, very good album. Probably my favorite opium related project recently. I think it's maybe recency bias. But also, I think I just like Ken Carson more than Playboy Cardi at this point. So maybe right here. I know. I'm sorry to all my heroes or corners. This is just another Breakbench project, Punk 2. I think it's probably. It does not get far. It does not get far. Also, I think I want to reorder this part of the list a little bit. So I think Can I Have Your Attention is a good album, but I don't think it's better than these two. Scrapyard by Quadeca. This is my first Quadeca project that I listened to. to completion. I have started uh, Sorry That I Haunted You or whatever, uh, and I liked it, but I just need to still listen to that album. So I have not fully listened to the album. I think Scrapyard is a very good album. Does it beat Does it beat E? No, I don't think it beats E. Also, another perfect link up, by the way. I don't know, it's not perfect. Dang it. Dang it, it's not perfect. Never mind Nirvana. This is the spearheading of me actually getting to rock with Weezer. I'll just put both these probably in the same tier. Even though, they're very different, in the bias, but, uh, ooh, do I think they probably should just all go together, because these are, like, kind of the 3 albums I listen to get into rock and stuff. Or I don't actually know if this is all rock. I think it may, be something else, but, like, I don't know genres that well. I would say, like, Ken Carson is hyperpop if I could. I cannot say Ken Carson is hyperpop. So, I think they're all in the same tier quality. I do think I like Weezer right now, though. I like Weezer right now is the thing. I like Weezer right now. I listened to it again because I did not fully finish it the first time. I listened to 4 songs. I listened to Undone, a Sweater song, because that was my dad's favorite song. And I was like, okay, I'll listen to my fat dad's favorite song. We're up to it. And I was like, okay, I think it's good. And then boom. It now goes above. I think Nevermind is probably better right now. Right now, I think it's better. But again, this is all just right now. I could change my opinion in a week. And I'll say that freaking 777 is now the greatest rapper alive. Or something. That's if I am getting kidnapped. If I get kidnapped, I will say that. So now we got Slipknot's first album, Slipknot by Slipknot. It's my favorite Slipknot project. By far, my favorite Slipknot project. I think it goes high. I think it goes high, even though some people may say it goes low because it's not like the greatest thing ever. Does it? I don't think it'd be Saturday Night Wrist though. Saturday Night Wrist has like very high highs. Then Volume 3 is probably my least favorite Slipknot album I've listened to so far. I've not listened to a lot of Slipknot though, so do not blame me. So I think Volume 3 is probably right here. It's not getting gatekeeps. And then Iowa is probably my second favorite. If you're gonna tell. If you're gonna tell, I do not live in Iowa. By the way, I do not live in Iowa. I think it goes here. And I think it makes sense. So here is going to be a new teardrop, and I'm going to put it actually right here, which is going to be kind of a controversial opinion, but this is a very specific tier. I think this is actually where SF44 goes. By the way, also, no, I'm not going to make an opinion like that. Not make an opinion like that. So, Still Life by Wikipedia is a very good album. Very, 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 very good album. I think it's add more like 4 more songs and it's perfect. Genuinely though, because it did almost. I think it's like almost cracking, change my life, but not really because it doesn't have 4 more songs. If it had 4 more songs, it would be right here. It would be less than White Pony though. But, like, and I think White Pony is probably even higher than, like, really Chronic, because I knew I liked Hyperpop before Chronic. I think Chronic just signified that I liked it more. Like, I think Still Life, very good album. Very, very weird album for me to like, because I don't like a lot of the acoustic stuff, but, I was there. I was also there for the rest of your life. I was there in the Discord call, by the way. Just saying to anyone that wants to hang out with me. I was there for the Twikipedia for the rest of your life, drop. Anyways, yeah, I think it's Still Life right there, just right there. Songs and Music is weird to me because I never really listened to it before, and I think it's just. I think it's a guilty pleasure. I think it's a guilty pleasure through and through. I think I need to listen to it again to probably like get a better listen or like, get a better grasp at it. Because the first time I listened to it, it was for a Wikipedia ranking project that I almost got done. I almost got done with the ranking part, which was the hardest part. Is the ranking part is always the hardest part. Because then after that, it's just editing and stuff. But uh, I got to it, and then I was like, oh frick, I don't want to do this anymore. Because I was like, oh, they're gonna release like 4 more albums in the time span of this. this video being released, and I'm like, oh frick, man, I don't want to release a video if there's gonna be 4 more albums coming out, and then also like Key and Locket or whatever was getting updated and stuff, and I was like, oh frick, I did not want to just ruin the video every time just because I was like, oh, okay, I need to listen to another album, and then I'll put it really high because I'm like, oh yeah, I like the album. VVS2 is definitely a very big, or VVSS2 is a very big guilty pleasure. And I listened to it, I think like 2 days after it dropped, because I was just bored in my digital arts class, and I was like, okay, I'll listen to it. I'm bored, I'll listen, and I thought it was good. I not think it was like I think it's good, but I think it's a very big guilty pleasure of mine that I like it. I think it's a fun album through and through. But I don't think I don't think it's great. Wall Socket by Underscores. Now, this was an album I did not think I would like because I had tried listening to it like 3 times before until it finally clicked. It finally clicked recently, and I mean very recently, like right before the whatever it's called, the deluxe version came out. It clicked finally because before I was just like, oh yeah, I only like Locals, Girls Like Us because I think that song is fantastic. That would be like earlier, like 2 hours ago, I was talking about. Oh yeah, there is like certain songs that are huge high ups, just huge highs, huge high, fuck, huge highs. I'm just, dude, it's 2 a.m. I'm not supposed to be talking like this. Uh, and I think it finally clicked recently. I think I need to really re-listen to it to fully get a grasp on it again. I think actually right here. I think right here because I really need to re-listen. It's kind of just like the Kendrick Lamar stuff because like I think I like it. I think it finally clicked for me, and I think I'll finally like it. But at the same time, I need to get the click again. I need to hear it again just to make sure. Now, after the magic is let it. I hate adding a new tier. Hate adding a new tier, but I'm gonna add a new tier in. Add a row below. I'm doing grilling terms now. Where did I put it? Frick, I forgot. Okay, I found it. So this album is very recent, like very, very recent. And I think the thing about Paranol is, I like it, but I need to let it sizzle so that I can like actually like hear the songs over and over again, just to be like, oh yeah, I really like this song. I really like this song because I feel like none of the songs clicked like that yet. I don't think any of the songs really clicked like that. I like the album. I just don't think any of the songs clicked to be like, oh yeah, I really, really like it. I would also put in, if I had the time, I would put in the whatever album. I forget what the freaking name of it is called. It's like Polaris or something. It's their biggest album. Or at least it's like one of the bigger albums on whatever it's called. To see the next part of the dream. I don't know where I got Polaris from. So to see the next part of the dream, I would put it on here, but I've just recently started doing it. It's even more recent than After the Magic. Uh, and I think that if I put it on here, I would probably rank it really low. And I hate saying that, but it's just because a lot of the songs are way too over the limit for me of like song times. Because like all their songs are like 10 minutes on that album, like 10 to 5 minutes. And I'm like, dude, I like 3 minute songs, even not even 3 minute songs. I like 2 minute songs, really, a lot. 2 minute songs are my favorite. Curran's Awakening, very big guilty pleasure. Curran, if you see this, because you are friends with me on TikTok. Hi, Curran. Hi. Hi. I liked your album. I thought it was good. I just don't. I think it's a fun album. I think it's a very fun album. I don't think. I don't. I don't think you're beating Kendrick Lamar. Don't think you're beating Kendrick Lamar, but Oh, please do not unfollow me on TikTok for that opinion. Please do not unfollow me on TikTok, Curran. Please do not. So next, Brat. It's very. Is I think this one fits better than I expected. The best, dude. It's the best fitter for this. Um. So I didn't really know I was gonna get going into Brat because I was like, oh, it just came out. I don't know if people are gonna like it. I don't know how much people are gonna like it and how much I'm gonna like it because like I just heard a lot of people like gushing over it, and I was like, okay, I'll listen to it. I'll bite. You know, I listened to it, thought it was good. I didn't think it was like fantastic or anything. I would probably if I never heard if this next part never happened, it'd probably go like right here, or maybe like I think it's better than Iowa. Or no, that's me now. I think it's right here. you know. But then I heard first thing I heard the Young Lean remix, which I thought was really good because I like Young Lean. Or I forget, I can't even say his name now. Young Lean. I like Young Lean. I have not listened to any of his albums yet. I've tried many times, but then I just I can't I stop for some reason. And I just never get back into it. So I will listen to them. I have a few albums I know I need to listen to, and Young Lean's on the top of it, just with Paranol. So Brat, and then like I saw, and then I let it like sink in a little bit, and then I liked it a lot more. I think if Wall Socket was not in deserves a re-listen, it would probably be in the same tier as Brat, or like a little bit less. I think it'd probably be like right here. Probably be right here. If I would actually like put it in a spot, it'd probably be right here. Because I feel like now with like the retrospective of Brat, and then also Wall Socket or Wall Socket Deluxe, I think I would like that album way more. I know I just put it right back to freaking Wall Socket, but instead of giving Brat its shine, Panchico, 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 very good album. Very, very, very good album. I think it's right here, which is crazy enough. Crazy enough to say it's better than some rap songs by Earl, but just my opinion again, not anyone else's. Very good album. Very, 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 very good album. Needs like 6 more songs, or it would be in needs 4 more songs, and then it would be Change My Life. Genuinely, Ferric Oxide needs less songs, in my opinion. Ferric Oxide has some of the best songs that Panchico has ever made on it, except they just don't want to release it for some reason. They don't want to release any of the songs, or they did not want to release any of the songs, or whatever. So then they put it all on this one big old tape, and it's like, dude, you could have put out "Think You're So Wise." Just put out "Think You're So Wise" in like a really great quality, and then I would pay you millions of dollars, dude. I would get millions of dollars just to pay you millions of dollars, dude. Just to put it out in the best quality ever. Because "Think That's So Wise" is my favorite Panchico song of all time. But really, 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 it's low. And I'm sorry to say that. I'm very sorry to say that it's low. I think it's good though. I think it's like I'm saying it's low, but then I'm gonna put it like right here. Here. I think that again, if they would just take off like the really demos, like the bad demos, in my opinion, and the bad demos I'm saying are the songs that have no lyrics and are just them playing their instruments and stuff. And I'm like, dude, please just take those songs off. Please, I beg of you, please take those songs off and just put out "Think That's So Wise," dude. If you just put out "Think That's So Wise," I think I would actually cry. And then I didn't like the new thing that still was. So this is Epiphany's Tour Through by Ellie Bell. I found out about Ellie Bell through Reasonable Records, who I found out about through Twikipedia. So big, big old thing. It would have been here if I made this a month ago. I think it's sizzled enough now. I can say it's very good. I think it's a really good album. Wait, it actually goes here. It only has 6 songs. If it had like, it only has 6 songs, right? Or am I actually like stupid and I'm just like making up stuff now? Oh wait, stop playing Grimy Waifu by. How many songs does it have? It has 8. So I can't even say it needs more 4 more songs. I have to actually rank it. Dang it! I have to actually rank it, dude. Um, like right here, and that's crazy to say, but I like it a lot. I think there's some songs on it that are too long. I think I found it because I don't have it in my playlist. It stays like home. Take that song off, man. If that song was off, almost genuinely perfect. So now we have "Follow the Leader" by Korn. I like this album. I think mainly because there's like a few songs that are really high highs. "All in the Family" and then "Children of the Corn" are the high songs. I think it's just right here though. I don't think a lot of other songs on it stand out to me. Again, this is just my opinion. A lot of songs do not stand out to me on this album. I think it's mainly just those two songs that really stand out to me, and both those are features. Jar by Super Heaven really do need to let it sizzle. I listened to this like 2 weeks ago while I was going on a car trip to a amusement park, and I thought it was a really good album, but I need to let it sizzle a little bit more because, again, just listening to it 2 weeks ago, I like it a lot, but I think I need to let it sizzle. Um, so this is my first time I'm going to use this in a while. Just a phase, probably. Or maybe not my favorite. So I found out about Sniper 2004, because this is I Want to Be a Sniper. By the way. I Want to Be a Sniper by Sniper 2004. This album is very, 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 very... Has anyone even chatted? No, okay. Uh, this album is very weird to me because I found out about it very early on. Because I found a random video. I got a random video on my TikTok For You page about Sniper 2004. It was like his own video. It had like 2,000 likes, stuff, and I was like, okay, I'll listen to it. I'll listen to the album. I'll buy it. It was like a 20-minute album. Okay, I was like, okay, I'll buy it, and I really liked it because I was like, oh yeah, this is new. This is new, and then a lot of people started finding about it. It's kind of the Steve Lacy effect. I found it first, and then everyone else found out about it because it got really big through TikTok. But that's like basically every album ever. You say that about any album. So yeah, I think that now I don't like it as much. It's not just because it's popular or anything. I don't think, a guy getting popular is my least favorite thing of all time. I just think now I'm realizing it's not my favorite. Wait, it probably goes here actually. Yeah, I'm gonna pull Tub down. He's not really a guilty favorite. Same with Reptile Legit. I don't think they're guilty favorites. I think I just don't like them as much. No. Keep it going, Zav. Keep it going, Zav. Keep it going, Zav. So I listened to a lot of net spend. Very bad. At the very end of the video, now I have to talk about net spend. So now all my credibility that I've gained is lost. I like net spend. I like Netspend. Okay, I think he's a good rapper. I think he's a good artist. However, he has not made an album. So I was like, okay, I'll listen to a different album by one of his friends, by one of his friends. And I like it. I like it, but I think it may need a sizzle, even though it's been like 2 months old. I just don't think a lot of the songs stand out like super heavy to me, which is very sad to say. I don't think a lot of songs stand out to me. Same with Iowa. I think it goes right near Iowa. I know it's a good album and I like it, but I just don't think a lot of songs stand out to me as super great. Yeah, I think it's just a good album, which should be where Flower Boy is. I don't know if it's above Flower Boy. No, it's not. Okay, cool. So this is John Krasinski by Summer 2000, I think, right? Is the name of the John Krasinski. I just found this album randomly while looking through like the best shoegaze albums of all time, getting ready for a different album here. And I was like getting ready for it, so I was like, okay, I'll listen to this album. So I liked it. I think it has the same problem as Iowa and Keep It Going's have. Just not a lot of songs stand out to me as good. But then there's a song after it, which is on the song on Ellie Kemper or whatever, which is a really great song, and I really like it because it has a different artist on here that I really like. And I'll just already put this up. By the way, this album is incredible. This album is genuinely incredible. I don't know how to describe it. It's up here. I think it's up here. I think it maybe needs to sizzle a little bit more because I like it. I like a lot of the songs on it. I love a lot of the songs on it. I just need to find like a really big favorite because I like Jet. I love Jet. Jet's my favorite song on the album so far. But I feel like if I just keep listening to it enough, I'll eventually find a new favorite for it. This album is genuinely fantastic. Leather Glow by Weather Day and Agent Glow, genuinely incredible. And John Krasinski, or Summer 2000's next album, which is Ellie Kemper, has a song with Asian Glow in it, and or has this. Yeah, okay, yeah, that's actually the correct terminology. And that's how I found out about Asian Glow. It's because of John Krasinski of all people. Thank you, John Krasinski. You didn't make the album, but you did have a face on it. So we got Loveless by My Bloody Valentine. This album is very interesting to me because I did not like it first 4 listens. I listened to this album like 3 times before, and I just did not get it. I listened to the first 2 songs. I was like, oh yeah, I like this. The next 2, hated it. So I stopped. And then one day while I was brushing my teeth, which is the craziest confession ever. When I was brushing my teeth and listening to music, I found out that the second half of the album is just super incredible, and I'm like, I love this album now. But then I went back to the start, and now I like it. So I think it finally clicked. And also, this was after it finally clicked after For the Rest of Your Life came out. So I think this album it's incredible. I think it's an incredible album. I think it's right here. Or maybe I think it's like right. Oh frick! I think I like Weather Glow right now more. Right now I like Weather Glow more, but maybe later I'll like Loveless a little bit more. So this is Eternal by Blurhy. I don't know, Bluey, whatever. It's a good album. It's a shoegaze kind of album. I just need new shoegaze stuff to listen to. I found out, or I listened to. I think it clicked, or something clicked. Cause okay, long story about what happened. Basically, I like this artist named Jades. I don't like him now. I don't like them now because they're not. I don't like them as a person, and their newer music sucks. So I stopped listening to them entirely. I was like, I hate this guy. I did the freaking like whatever the kid syndrome or whatever from The Incredibles. I did the him throwing down the poster thing for Jades, and I was like, I need more songs that sound like Jades because I really like Jades like music. I liked one song by I think it was like Cupid or whatever. I forget. It's like it's their most popular song. You can find it. So I like that song a lot. And I'm like, I need to find something similar to it. So I looked, and then I went to this songs like this thing on Spotify, and that's where I found out about Jar by Super Heaven and Eternal by Blurry. But I only listened to like one song each because I was like, okay, I just need to find a similar artist. So I found out about Eternal by Blurry. I think it needs to sizzle a little more because I like Eternal, like the self-titled track from it, but every other song just kind of fills the same gap for me as Jade's, but not weird to minors. Even though they were a minor, but I still don't like them. Still don't like them because they're just weird to me. So we got Jonathan Lee Dewar. Really need to let it sizzle. Really need to let it sizzle. Love Wooden Girl. Um, from it because this was another Spotify just randomly recommending me a good artist thing. I was listening to Discover Weekly because I was like bored and I needed new music to listen to. So I was like, okay, I'll listen to it. And I found out about Wooden Girl, and that song was just incredible to me. And then I looked up who did it, and I did not know who they were. And I was like, okay, I don't know who this person is. Randomly, when I was like scrolling through the like year 001 like merch page or whatever, I was looking at it and I was like, oh, this is Jonathan Leandoer. Who's this guy then? Who? Wait, this guy was the guy that made Wooden Girl, and and then I found out through there that Jonathan Leader is Young Lean, and I was like, whoa, dude, that's crazy. I found out about Young Lean's alt account just randomly because Spotify recommended me. I don't know if it was because it was Young Lean or if it was because of something else. So yeah, Nectar by Jonathan Leandoer, 69 or 96, I forget what it is. Uh, very good, very good album. I just need a little sizzle. Then we got Julie. I think it's just Crossing Daisies by Julie. Um, I think it needs 4 more songs. I think it's the 4 more songs, but because most of the songs on here are I think interludes, and I don't really care for interludes unless they're called SF44. SF44 has again crazy interludes that are so good. I don't know how Quinn made them. Thank you, Quinn. We all say. But this album, I think the next album that they make, pushing or like the next album, I think I'll like it more. I just think this album just needs a few more songs. I need to let it sizzle at the same time. Uh, this is Ruben Demos Volume 1 by Yulia. They were another random artist I found on TikTok. They just make weird music that I like, and I think add 4 more songs because like half of the songs here are Like freaking, I don't think this is add more songs and it's perfect. I think it's just add more songs and it's better than I expected. Because this album is literally just I think like 10 minutes long, and it has 6 songs, which is crazy. Or no, I think it's not even 10 minutes. I think it's like 7 minutes with 6 songs, which is crazy to me. Because like, how can you get a 7 minute long album with 6 songs? And it's because they put in like 30-second snippets of songs. Because this is all things from their TikTok. And I'm like, dude, please just put in more songs that have longer run times, man. This is something. This is not like After the Magic with or like Paranol, where I'm like, please put less songs with less time in them. Please put more songs with more time in them, because they just ripped them off the TikTok and like added in 2 more songs, and I was really disappointed in that. Now we got Flesh Water, probably one of my favorite bands that I found. This was another random Spotify find. I found it through Spotify's Discover Weekly. What a shocker! Found Kiss the Ladder. Really liked it, and now I listened. Then I listened to the whole album. And I was like, oh yeah, I really like this. Or it was maybe different. I can't remember if it's different now, because it may have just been from a lot of topsters. Like there may have just been like a lot of topsters that I saw with it, and I was just like, oh yeah, I'll listen to it now. Because I think that's also how I found about Paranol, because either Paranol was from Rate Your Music's shoegaze section, or from a lot of people's topsters just being high. So I think also maybe Jar from Super Epic. I know Jar came. I listened to it again because of the Jades incident, but also I also listened to it maybe just because of the best like topster. Now, Sounds of Grieving is really weird to me because I really like a one song off it. It's maybe my favorite Fleshwater song. It was What the Thing Was Said. And I really like that song. However, this album is mainly just um, remixes slash just like other stuff. So I can't really put it that high. If it's just remixes and just other stuff. I can't really put it that high. But there's like a lot of really great songs off it. Sorry. But at the same time, yeah, that's all I have to say. If if it just had more songs, it'd be perfect. But also take off all the remixes. Big guilty pleasure. Ian is a weird story because again, I found out about him through this time Chris Hayne Jr. on TikTok, because he was recommending me Netspends, and then he recommended Ian, and then I also found out about Ian through like him getting viral for being doxxed on Underground Sound or whatever as like a swim team guy, and I was like, oh, okay, I'll finally give it a listen, and I listened to figure it out because also I think it was getting popular on TikTok at the same time. All this was happening around the same time, and also my friend, or well, I don't think he's my friend anymore. I don't know. I think he thinks I'm weird, but my friend or this dude named, let's get that part out. His name's John now. So my friend John, he was yeah, he was like, oh yeah, do you listen to Ian or whatever? Because he was like talking about how like underground his rap taste is, and I was like, oh yeah, I do. And then he also talked about Osama a lot, and I would put down the Osama album, but I have not listened to it enough. I listened to like 4 songs off it and then quit because again, just a random mysterious quit incident. So yeah, I think Ian is just a very, very, very guilty pleasure because I feel bad every time I'm listening to him. I'm like, dang it, man, I really listen to Ian. I'm really white, right? I'm really white. If I'm listening to Ian, I feel whiter. I'm eating coleslaw. I'm eating coleslaw right now. And whenever I listen to Ian, I'm like, dang, I have to get the coleslaw. But dang it, man. Give me some saltine crackers as well. Don't ban me, Twitch. But yeah, I think Ian again just very very guilty pleasure kind of album. I think that I really like it just because it just sounds good. I guess I haven't listened to the new Yachty thing, and then we still don't trust you. This was another random album I listened to just randomly because it dropped. It dropped. It dropped at some point. It dropped on like a Friday, right? Well, every album drops on Friday, except for Kanye West Vultures 2, which I'm not listening to. Wow, that rhymed. I'm so good at this. Well, that actually dropped on Friday as well. uh, so this album, oh, frick. So I listened to it after kind of listening, not really to "We Don't Trust You." I only listened to two songs off it. You know, the biggest songs like that and type crap. And I was like, okay, I'll listen to "We Still Don't Trust You" because it's a random, random day, random Friday, and I was like, I need something to listen to right now. I'm about to get on my bus to go to to the not special education facility, but a different education facility. I need to listen to an album right now, and I'm like, okay, I'll listen to this because it just dropped like a few hours ago. So I listened to it and I was like, I like it. I like it. It hits the right part of my brain. I really feel bad about putting it above a lot of stuff just because it feels bad. I'm just playing random. I'm just playing all this other stuff. I feel bad playing it above stuff now. I feel bad about changing any spots, but I think it's like I don't think it's better than graduation or college dropout though. I think it's right here. So this is the final official list of every single album I've ever listened to. This is my tier list for it. So, you can look at it. Might take a screenshot of it to post it to Twitter. Maybe not, because I'll get canceled for some of these opinions.
Okay, so this is like very post, very, 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 very post. Everything that's happened. And I would just like to do like a little bit of like kind of a retrospect or not a retrospective. I listened to more albums because the album took a long time, so I was gonna put them up as like I'm gonna show like what albums I listened to and where I would probably put them. I don't have the tier list with me currently, so that's gonna be very cool and stuff. But I think I know where all these tiers are going. The first one is the Unwound album. This one right here. If I can make it any less zoomed in, that'd be great. Okay, cool. So like this. I'm saying I don't care. So this album, I would probably say Let It Simmer because I just finished the album today. So not like the greatest outlook on it. That's all I have to say about it. I just wanted to show off that I did listen to this album. Probably Let It Simmer. So then the next one, You Can't Spell Slaughter Without Laughing. So this is by I Set My Friends on Fire. You can very clearly tell by the big text, I Set My Friends on Fire. So I listened to this album after being recommended it on TikTok because it was like, oh, top album obscure, ooh. And I listened to it like day after. Day after the video came out, I listened to it. Also, I do not want to try the Vantage widget Lenovo, so yeah, I listened to this album. I thought it was really good actually. I really liked it for some reason. I'm not usually into this kind of like I think it's called screamo. I don't actually know if it's sort of like emo or something. I don't know. I like the songs on it. I think they're very catchy and stuff. So I would say probably either probably say Guilty Pleasure, right above Ian's album because screw Ian. Tyler the Creator talked about him. That's how recent this is now. Tyler the Creator talked about him between the recording of that video and this like editing part. Tyler the Creator talked about Ian. So, anyways, yeah, probably either guilty pleasure or kind of around where probably Deftones by Deftones is on the tier list, I would say. I feel like this album, I don't really think they're similar in any way. I just think, it'd be kind of funny to see them next to each other. Also, because I do kind of agree with, like, what they said. So this is Canopia by Quanic. So this is our Let It Simmer, probably. Probably. Now, I've listened to Quanic for quite a while, actually. I'm not gonna be like, oh yeah, I'm a gatekeeper of Quanic. I'm not like that. So I originally listened to him, I believe, like very, not like it was very recent, but like it was like start of this year. I think I listened to him, right? Right, it was start of this year because it was because of Riley from Highmind telling me to listen to Comatose. So I was like, or he didn't tell me in particular. He was not like, go off, new survival craft. Listen to Quanic. And I was like, yes, sir, Riley from Hive Mind. I will also buy your shirt. So I listened to Comatose, and I've not really delved back into him for a while. And like last week, because I didn't get football tickets, I listened to friggin' Quanix Canopsia just out of the blue because I was like, I'll listen to it. So yeah, I listened to it. I thought it was really good actually. I really liked Sheet for a while. That was like my second song I've listened to by Quantic was Sheet demo. I think the demo is actually a little better than the real one. I just like I think it's just nostalgic now. Listening to it for 2 months now, I'm like, oh yeah, it's so nostalgic. I remember back in my younger days when I used to listen to Quantic, Capturing, or Quantics, Sheet. I don't know if Sheets is on this album or the next album I'm going to listen to or I'm going to show, because right after that we got Step Dream, also by Quantic. Same thing. I would probably put them basically right next to each other. I don't know if to really let it simmer because I do think that they kind of need to simmer a little bit, but at the same time, I think that they are like, already there. I think they've already kind of simmered a little bit. I think they probably need to simmer though a little bit more. Again, most of these are probably going in and let it simmer because I've listened to the albums for, less than a week now, and I feel like I like listening to albums for a little bit longer than a week to like actually like fully be like, yeah, they're the greatest album of all time. So I'd say probably Let It Simmer or maybe near. I don't want to say Brat because I know that's top of good. I think it's probably near the kind of I guess the rock trilogy, which was uh Nevermind by Nirvana, Something Color and Shape by Foo Fighters, and Weezer by Weezer. Probably like just above them. Again, I don't have the image pulled up because I didn't have like a good image of it actually. So I'm kind of just going off of what I know. Then we got Paraglow by Asian Glow and Paranol. So this is actually this is my third album that I listened to by Paranol. Now, the second one is coming up very soon. You saw After the Night was in Let It Simmer, and guess what I'm gonna say for Paraglow? Let It Simmer. So I listened to this right after listening to Sky 100, which I guess I spoiled it. Sorry for spoiling that Sky 100. I did listen to the album day release, or technically a few days after release, because I listened to it on Spotify whenever it drops. But still, I've listened to the album and stuff, and I thought it was very. I think all these three of these albums are now very good. I think Sky 100 has to be my favorite though. I really liked one of the songs. If I can remember the name of it, if I can remember the name of it, it would be really nice if I could remember the name of it right now. But I don't. I don't think I can, so I'm gonna have to look it up. I sorry, because Spotify's being slow. I really liked Lights Off Repentant. I know everyone's gonna say, "Oh, what about Evoke Me? What about Evoke Me?" I don't really like songs that are over like 6 minutes. I would say 6 limits. 6 minutes to my limit. And they're pushing it on this album. They are pushing it. Gosh darn. Gosh darn, dude. They are pushing it. Because I know Evoke Me. That is a 14-minute song. Dude, that's a whole album. But you're gonna separate the songs, Paradol. Put out like Evoke Me Part 1, Evoke Me Part 2, Evoke Me Part 3. I'll be fine with that. I'm not listening to 14 minutes though. This is all even not even about Paraglow, by the way. I've just been talking about this. So yeah, Paraglow probably in Let It Simmer. I think most of these new albums again are gonna be Let It Simmer, but I think it's mainly just because like I listened to it like a week ago. Okay, I listened to it during class. I was bored in class, and I was like, oh yeah, Paranol and Asian Glow have a collaboration together. Whoa, dude. Whoa. And like because I like Asian Glow a lot. I know that they are changing their name soon. I saw that, and I got really sad because I was like, no, Asian Glow. Stop! Don't go, please. So yeah, like it's kind of like that. I like Asian Glow. I really liked Asian Glow and Weather Days album Weather Glow. I still need to listen to Weather Glow or Weather Days other albums. I know that's because I now have a Google Doc that I'm continuously updating with albums that I know I have to listen to. I've just not done yet. And you know some of the songs, some of the albums on there. I can tell you. I can tell you. Let's switch the image now. 'Cause we've talked about Periglow for like 2 seconds, and then we talked about Sky 100 being really long. That's all we've done so far. So here's the next album that we listened to, or I listened to. I don't think you may have not listened to this album actually. Surprisingly enough, you haven't listened to this album? Whoa, dude. So right now I have Young Lean, Paranol, Vane FM. Those are the three artists that I know I have to listen to their albums. Probably gonna put Weatherglow on there though. Because I know I have to listen to Weatherglow. I know I'll like it. I just need to sit down and actually listen to it, and that's the problem. So Sky 100, again, I've already kind of talked about this. I liked it more than After the Night so far. Again, After the Night is still probably Let It Simmer, even though I've listened to it, for like probably 2 weeks now. So long. I know. But I think it's a very good album. I think Sky 100 is a very good album. I think I still need to Let It Simmer though. I'm still gonna probably be like, yeah, Let It Simmer a little bit because it's like, yeah, I do like it. However, I just think I need to listen to it more to fully understand or fully get it. Fully get it. So yeah. So I guess I can tell you some of the other stuff. I know technically these are not concluded, just because I didn't want to, because I haven't finished the album or I haven't like I don't think I'm gonna give like anything too insightful on it. I just saw that friggin' Curran made a new album. Bro, wait. Curran made a new album. Put that in S tier. Put that in. Change. So I've started listening to YAMC's album, Death of the Rabbit, just because I've seen it around and, like, Reasonable Record kind of shares. Uh, Reasonable Record, the guys who made the Wikipedia CD, which I did get. Just saying, changed my life album. I have to put it on there. Shout out Reasonable Records, man. Uh, yeah, they've been talking about YAMC. I've seen a lot of other people just talking about the album and stuff. I thought it was I thought it was no shoegaze, and then it wasn't, and I got kind of sad, and I stopped listening to it for a little bit. I know I'm gonna listen to it. I just, I wanted to update the video first. I wanted to update the video. So yeah, that's my, and I think also I've been started listening to Blade again. Because I'm trying to start the Blade ranking video. I got the urge again. The Venom mask, it's not the Venom mask. The Green Goblin mask is like calling to me. That's like, look, Jackson, go out and do the Blade video. And I'm like, no, Green Goblin, no, I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't. And the Green Goblin mask is like, do it or else I shall defeat you. And I'm like, ow. So yeah, I started trying to do that again. So if if it ever does come out, I'll have different opinions probably. I just started listening to Glue again because I know I've seen a lot of people say that Glue is Blade's best album, and dude, I'm like, are you sure? I like Cold Visions a lot, but I don't say that's his probably best album. I say that like, you know, I've never gotten Glue, and I still need to get it. So that's just my like one issue. Still need to get Glue because I'm just like I see why people like it, but I like newer Blade stuff more. Anyways, that's it. Hopefully, we should never have to do another update to this. Hopefully, yeah. So goodbye, goodbye. Also, yeah, Sky 100 uh is the latest number. Also, just one last thing because that's the end of the video now. I never made an outro because I didn't know if it was gonna go on YouTube or not. Um. So yeah, thanks for watching all that stuff. Thank you for watching probably an hour 40-minute video. 'Cause right now I'm at 12 minutes on OBS, so maybe maybe hour 40. Right now we're at hour 30, but you know. Thank you for watching this very long video. Again, I may have different opinions in the future. Like I've already changed my opinion on Ian in like a day or two. It's not going to stay this way, and obviously I think the only albums that will stay the position that they are at is the Change My Life albums. Hey, God, I know that sounds parasocial. I know that sounds parasocial. I know someone will be like, "Oh, you're very, very, very social." It's not, I swear. I'm just saying that they did change the way I think about music and stuff. And yeah, that's it. I think that like the next video should be coming out soon. I want to make a Pokemon Auto Chess video as another warm up, and then probably 2XKO is what I'm thinking. I already got all the videos for 2XKO downloaded and stuff. Now it's just editing them down and also, playing the game a little bit more. I still got, I think three or no, I got 4 more days left until it almost collapses or until it all deletes itself. But yeah, hope you guys like that video or this video. It's a big filler video. I hope to be making more filler videos like this and stuff. Also, I don't have my old outro anymore, so I don't have all my stuff. Just follow me on Twitch, Newster Holocraft, but you put an L instead of an I. That's it. Goodbye. Goodbye.